welcome back. The work week is done. I'm just about to the farmhouse. It's going to be a very warm weekend. I really have no idea what my plans are yet, but I know something's going to get done. Well, after I got back here, I talked to Melissa for a few minutes, and then we went out for a four-wheeler ride. And then she had to do the garden, water it, and I decided to take the four-wheeler and go out, and there's an old trail that goes all the way out to the back part of the property. Anyway, to shorten this up, we went down the road, and then we go down another road over here that's the other side of the property, and then we've never been able to cut through, so I cut through and went all the way back and then went this way to get back out to the road because I didn't know where the property ended to cut through. So then I went out over here where that trail is, and I went all the way back, brought my chainsaw, the little one, and cut the trail all the way back to where, well, I call it like swamp. It's lower land and grass, and it gets wet when it really rains. Anyway, I went out to there. I've come across over here. Now I want to go do this again and go all the way out and see if I can make the loop. I'm going to take George's old four-wheeler here. It's got the full-time four-wheel drive and the tires are bigger. I know if you guys don't watch Joe and Zach Survival, you don't know a whole lot about George, but he has a cabin on the same lake the tent is on, and I will actually leave a link to his channel in the description of this video because he's got some pretty decent videos. So that's the back side of our woods right there. This right here is the property line. Usually you can't get in here because this ditch is real wet, but now I can get in. So this is as far as I've went so far, and you can kind of see there's the grass and then there's some brushy stuff right there. I've got to get through the brushy stuff, and I believe that's where I popped out. I don't know. I have to look at my little thing on my phone and see exactly where the property line is. I know I'm way on this side as far as forward and backwards, and I know it's out there a ways, so I'll take a look and then we're going to plow right through that stuff. Okay, so looking at this, our property here, property line runs here, all the way to here, and we're right there. Man, I think we're way down here where we have to pop, where I come out with that trail. Let's just go that way and see what happens. How bad can it be, right? Alright, that's where I came out. It's weird when you ride the property like this. It's strange how big it really is. So this is where I chainsawed so you could get all the way back to that area. I'm going to go talk to Melissa for just a minute here, and then I think I'm going to take and run that with the Grizzly. Better suspension anyway. That was pretty fun. And I want to get some trails going through the woods itself too. But they're saying tonight something like 1.21 inches of rain in the middle of the night and some pretty strong storms. So I want to make sure I get everything under cover. Run this in two-wheel drive right now because it's so dry. Let's see what happens. I just posted about 20 minutes ago the video when Brandon and Megan and Gabe came here, and I just ran through the comments quick, and it already has almost 4,000 views, and 2 people commented that I need to watch out for the storms that are coming. The mosquitoes just came out right now, and I'm trying to hold this and getting bit. That looks like a nice bow echo there. So I think I'm going to go fill up the generator because we just had to use that a couple weeks ago when a storm went through. Only takes one tree to fall down on a power line somewhere and we're out of power for 6 or 8 hours. I'm not worried about the sump pump at all in the basement because it's been bone dry for at least 2 months. But what I do worry about is 2 o'clock in the morning, a storm coming through, killing the power, and the fan doesn't work in the bedroom. Oh, it'll wake me up and I'll just be awake. Gotta have my fan. The generator is ready, and the cords are ready also. All I do is grab that cord, run it across the yard, it makes it all the way up to the generator, plug it into the generator. Once I plug it in, it powers this little plug-in thingy, and I can run, those cords there will run the well. I've got it hooked up for the well, so we have water no matter what. One goes to the sump pump, one will go to the furnace, which we won't need, but I can just plug in and run a cord to do the fan. More than likely none of that will happen, but I'm prepared if it does, and we can definitely use the rain. Right now it's about 9:30 and I'm going to jump in the shower. Okay everyone, it's bedtime. I'll see all of you in the morning. Good morning everybody. We had 1.37 inches of rain last night. I woke up about 2:30 in the morning and there was some thunder and lightning, but you know, nothing seemed real bad. And then when I woke up this morning, I see that Zachary had texted me at about 1 or 1:30 in the morning, and he said the red part of the storm on the radar was right over us. He was wondering if we're doing okay, but I slept right through it. But it was a rough week at work, so I was tired. Well, this morning I'm running into the store in Hermantown. I need to get a couple of sheets of plywood and a piece of styrofoam. I want to attempt at making that door in the back of the workshop barn a double. There's just a certain amount of projects I need to get finished here with winter coming. It won't be that far away. And it's going to be so hot today, and it stays kind of cooler inside the workshop. So I thought it'd be a good day to try to tackle that. It's just about 11:30, so I think I'm going to go in and have some lunch, and then maybe I'll get started on that back door. Well, after lunch I've been inside doing some stuff with Melissa. It is hot out there. The humidity is what's high. You can see right there it's 90 degrees outside, but here in the workshop it's a comfortable 75. So I'm not real sure how this is gonna work. I mean, this door will have to be a little bit higher than this one is. I don't want to have to, there's no reason to cut the bottom of that off. These are both going to open up independently, and I don't want to chip this concrete out of here because it's not on top of the floor. It was poured first, so I could never get a clean cut off. So this door I'll try to make the same size and just have them open like this, and then somehow secure this one so that this is the main one that gets used. But if I want to open up this one to get the four-wheeler or something in here, I can. Just for those, every time I post a video like this where I put a window in, or that's mainly what it's been, windows in the workshop, somebody will be in construction and say, what about the headers? And I've said it several times now, the way this barn was constructed, like right here, is a steel post. It's a round steel post. It goes up, and they're about every 10 feet apart. Where it doesn't work out, they shorten it up on the end. And there's a steel post, there's an 8-inch I-beam, steel, and then there'll be another steel post. So anything I know that I take out in this area, nothing is structural. All it's doing is creating a wall. On those steel beams, it must be 2 feet, there's a piece of metal that they welded on there with holes drilled in it, so when these studs came up, they nailed through that metal to hold the stud. And with the windows, they're down about 16 inches and I just missed. This is much less than that, so I'm going to take this out and we'll just see what I end up with. You can see right here what I mean. That's probably 3/16 or 1/4 inch steel plate that comes down. That's the steel beam. If I come over here, in between these two, there's that metal plate. So the first problem I'm going to have here is that this, from here over on this back wall, we have 1.5 inches for the interior wall covering. From here over, it's 1/2 inch plywood. So that gives me 1 inch different, which that jog is right there. And I could put the door in and it would just be at an angle. And nothing I do is going to be absolutely correct here, but I think what I'm going to do, these hinges, they're about 1 inch, about 1.5 inches. So I think what I'll do is cut this back an additional 1.5 inches, shove a stud in there almost like a king stud, even though it's not. It's just going up to the steel beam. And then I'm going to put another 2x4 against it that sticks out that 1/2 inch. And then my hinge can just go against that right there. That'll be easier than me trying to notch something around that. Another problem I'm going to run into now that I'm going to be putting 2 doors closing together is this door is not level. And when Corey was here putting it in, we discussed it. You know, level and square are the two things in carpentry work that are like the Bible. You know, I mean, if you spend the extra time in the beginning of a project, be it a deck, a floor, whatever you're doing, to make sure it's level and square, you can go up 3 stories and everything's going to work really nice. As soon as you're out of level, you go up 3 stories and pretty soon you're way off, you know. But with this here, with remodeling, you sometimes don't have that option because you have something that you already have to work with. That wall is out of level, this is out of level, and the door was fit to it, so it was not made square. I had the same problem with the chicken coop door. I mean, they did a real nice job with what they worked with, but now that I'm not level, I'm going to have to pull these hinges and then I need to tilt this door this way somewhat so that when these come together I don't go from nothing to, you know, inches on the bottom. So yeah, it's always something when you're working with old stuff like this. Alright, so second little problem that's come up. Whenever we have two doors like this, they're going to meet in the middle. If this side is out farther than this side, the doors are always going to close that way. It doesn't matter if they're both level or if they're both out of level, as long as they're both the same out of level. And when you're working with remodel, that's what to look at. So I put that board in. I haven't screwed it in, I got one on the top, and then I came over and checked this, and this is out of level about 1/4 inch on 4 feet. But when I come over here, this one's out of level 1/4 inch on 4 feet the opposite direction. So that means I need to slide this out to be the same out of level as that, so when I close my doors, they're fairly close. Okay, I've readjusted the hinges now, and it's pretty level. It actually, I went back a little farther than it had to, but with weight and time, this is going to sag a little bit. So I think that is going to be good.
And no warnings have popped up yet in our area, although we can see some strong storms starting to just get into Grand Rapids, and those are on their way to Hibbing as well. And we have some other pockets behind it, more towards Brainerd, that are going to be coming through, and even some light Lake and the Twin Cities. But what we're going to be looking at for tonight, just a small chance for a tornado. We could get a warning as we go throughout the night. Hail is a lot stronger than it was yesterday. We do see that.
Melissa was just out here and we talked for about 20 minutes, and it's nice. I mean, now what is it? Middle of July, you know, 2/3 of the way through July. And it's nice to get some of these projects done because, you know, end of September, duck hunting starts, and then you've got October, grouse hunting and stuff, and then November is deer hunting. So, and winter's coming on, so you're slammed trying to get everything done. And it's nice to finish each one of these projects instead of starting a brand new one, and then having some that never do get finished before the snow falls.
professional cat burglar.
Really? What do you do with all those cats?
No, you idiot. I'm a sneak thief.
Okay, everyone. Well, I have more to do on this door. It's getting close, but it's after 9 o'clock. I'm going to have to get inside sometime. I think under that door, I will probably put a piece of wood for now to keep critters out, but I think I'm going to actually pour that with concrete. Just go ahead and put that curb all the way across, but to do that I need to bring up my cement drill, because I'm going to need to drill down below it and get a bolt of some sort sticking up, otherwise it's just gonna, it'll be able to move. So I don't have that drill here with me. Okay, everyone, it's 10:38 and we are off to bed. Good morning, everybody. The storms are all gone now. 63 degrees. I think it's going for like 79 or 80 today. I'd like to get a few more things done on this back door here, because if it keeps blowing like this, everything will dry out and I'll probably want to do some mowing this afternoon. Well, now I have the top and bottom latch on the door that'll usually stay closed. And I'll probably rarely use this right here. But if I have to be out here and it's really windy and I'm doing something and it's blasting against this, like in the wintertime, and I have to listen to this, I need to be able to click that open and just have this in there. So now I need to figure out how to keep this door closed. I do have another one of these latches. It's not as big a barrel latch. I think I just want to have a spinner like I had before. As soon as you start getting one of them barrel latches like this, if the door moves at all, which I don't think this one's going to move much with those hinges, but if I just had something like this to close it, would be good. I went ahead and pulled the door and I cut a little bit off the bottom of it. I think I'm going to go ahead and pour this cement curb here, because that drill drilled enough to get down into the concrete a good 3/4 of an inch. I don't need anything to, I just need a few pegs in there and then in the side, because concrete doesn't really adhere to concrete, so it'll stay here just fine. But if you're coming out this way and you hit it with the 4-wheeler tire or whatever, it could shift out eventually, so that'll hold it into place. I don't have any of my cement floats or any of my tools up here, so I had to resort to using one of my taping knives. Melissa just came out and said 10 minutes until lunchtime. We're having breakfast for lunch. Well, it's about 7 o'clock now. I got everything painted, and then after I did that front door, and then I was going to jump on the mower because I really wanted to get some of the yard mowed, and then I got sidetracked. I was just finishing up painting that front door, and Melissa came out and she goes, "Did you see that thing that I sent you from Marketplace?" And I hadn't seen it yet. So I looked at it, and it was this thing right here, Sarasota 1000. It's kind of like a glorified golf cart, but it's got the tilt box or bed, whatever it's called. Anyway, we've been looking daily for a kid's four-wheeler because when Gabe was up here, he had so much fun. And now it sounds like they might come back and stay for a whole week. And if that happens, we want to get Xander up here too. And the little kids' four-wheelers, though, they'll go like 45, 50 miles an hour. And a lot of the ones that are for sale right now, I was talking to people that had them for sale, and they said they work fine. Just know that they are gonna, you're gonna have to wrench on them when you get back. Bolts come loose and everything. It's like, I really don't want that. So anyway, she had this thing that she showed me, and I looked it up online, and it said that the top speed is 15 miles an hour, which is, I don't think Melissa's went 15 miles an hour yet on one of the four-wheelers. She loved this, and she thought it would be perfect for the grandkids. So I went and looked at it right away because I knew that this would sell immediately. When I got there, he said his phone was blowing up. Somebody even contacted him from Indiana, I think it was, asking, and he would pay if the guy would deliver it out there. So yeah, you know, I picked it up. We even pumped up the tires. You can get about 3 minutes out of the tires, and we took it out for a drive. Everything seems to work just fine. So there we have it. Something for the grandkids to ride around. And I'll guarantee you that Melissa's going to ride that around. I know she is. I'll do a separate video just on this, but right now I need to get my stuff done. out in that workshop, get my tools loaded into the truck for work tomorrow, and get that back door on and everything. So we'll worry about this another day. Well, I'm really glad that project is finished. Well, as far as it is finished, I can, on the top and the two sides, I'll probably put some weather stripping. And on the bottom, I probably will put a rubber sweep on there also, because when that wind starts blowing in the wintertime out of the north, and it'll hit the back side of this somewhat, and that snow will just probably come pushing right in there. Now that I have this project done, it creates another project, because now I'm going to have to get the stuff cleaned out of here, so I'll be able to plow right up to this door in the wintertime. And that right there looks 100% better. I was just out and helped Melissa pick raspberries and strawberries. She picked raspberries earlier today, but this was my first time, but we still got almost a gallon of them. I definitely have a shop cleanup day coming, but it can't happen today. I have some pork steaks that we have had thawed out here that I'm going to barbecue them tonight so we can eat them this week. So I want to get those thrown on the grill. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. That's what happens when you don't collect eggs for a couple of days. 34 eggs. One of them I had to throw out because it was a duck egg and I don't know if it was really old or not. It's funny because we were getting tons of duck eggs, and now this time there was only one duck egg in the coop. Everything else was chickens. What are you doing, Moo? I will see you guys on the next video.